Join me today as we take a look at this proud Namekian. Look at him, so proud. Piccolo. And then we're gonna put a soft goods cape on it and see if that's better than the plastic. Let's get into it. Look at that beautiful box packaging stuff. It's all similar to every Dragon Ball that we've seen. Back of the box, you got some figure shots, super modeling, which you gotta have, and then, you know, whatever, who cares? Let's open this thing up, because that's where the stuff is that we are here for. Full disclosure, I actually fully recorded the review of this guy, and then decided I wanted to buy the soft goods cape. So we're just gonna blend it into one video. So have fun and disregard my shirt changing, and anything else that changed. A lot of stuff. My hair, probably. Always open from the right side, because the chances are you're gonna have, instructions. Not this time, apparently. Let's slide him out, and then check behind the sleeve for magic. Bring! See? I knew it'd be there. And then, there you go. So a lot of moving parts on this guy. No wonder he doesn't have just an inner flap thing. So we got some cape parts. We've got some head, hand things, chest, all that stuff. And in the back of it, whatever your imagination tells you, it's nothing. There's nothing there. So let's stuff that back in there. We don't need stupid instructions, except for later when I go, I should have looked at those. You got some cape parts here in the back side, and this is much like that big old fat Boo figure, where it's done in sections like this. And you know what would really solve this problem? A wired cape. Soft goods. Hello? And I know there are creators out there that make that for him, and I'm sure that's the better solution. Now, the good thing about this Piccolo, besides the fact that plastic's loud. Now, the good thing about this Piccolo, aside from the fact that it's looking good, is that you get a lot of what feels like a lot of accessories in here, and most of them being heads, arms, and hands. Normal accessories. So let's take this stuff out. Classic Piccolo. You got this paint job looking good. Now this is probably the Namek saga, I'm guessing. Looking pretty nice as far as the colors and stuff go. I wish there were more black outlines, and I guess it is nice that they had to paint Piccolo, because it's not often that they paint their figures beyond the face. And you get this classic gesture for the whole special beam cannon thing that he does, and it's actually looking really nice. The sculpt is good, and then the paint on the fingernails. You got this hand, which is gonna do his ki blast. Look at that, I like it, I dig it. It's very nicely sculpted. So you get a left and a right of that, if I didn't say it, and you get a left and a right of this hand, which is gonna be his fighting stance hand. Pretty classic again for him. Looking real nice. You get this alternate back part, which is going to be used, I believe, if we take his cowl hood thing, cape stuff off, that you plug this into his back. We'll find out. And then you get this, which is pretty important if you want to recreate those scenes where his arm gets cut off, because he's basically like a little lizard boy. You get two of these because this is what the cape is going to plug into, because I saw the instructions at a glance and noticed that that's what they are. I didn't know that unless I looked at the... See, we need instructions. Alternate face plates, which are basically like almost his whole head, looking really good. You got this one, very angry, looking really, really nice. The paint sculpt, the paint and the sculpt are fantastic. I love a good angry fighting face. Now his eyes are a little bit to the right. I guess he's kind of looking over there. Is this a special beam cannon face? And you get this alternate head, which is a complete head, where you get all of those nasty Namekian veins bulging from his freaking face, and then you get his little antenna. But look at that detail, man. This is really good. Why did I take so long to open this thing? Even the black lines around the teeth. And you get this face, which is similar to what we saw, but the eyes are straight on, and he doesn't have the opportunity to put his cap on his head, his hat, whatever you call that. And then, yeah, same beautiful sculpt and details. And a nice neutral, what's this going on there? God, why did they do that? It's supposed to be like his mouth is kind of open? Or he's got lipstick on. Why did they do that? They did it over here too, on the main figure. On the default head, look at that. That's so stupid. This lady doesn't have red lips. Show me a frame. Somebody tag me on social or something. Show me where his face looked like that in the animation or in the manga. I never read the manga, so you might be able to show me. So, all right, let's just jump into the details of our boy here. Our Mr. Man, Mr. Piccolo, the teacher of Gohan. Look at him. This is pretty good, man. Like, I'm a fan, but this is a nice looking setup, man. Look at that. It's everybody's favorite Namekian. He absorbs people, doubles his power. Now, I do kind of want the hat... I do kind of want to have the orange Piccolo, because he's a super power boy. Okay, I'm stupid. I said I looked at the instructions. I don't know what I'm talking about. If you buy this, then you can plug in a stand that's sold separately and then have his cape on there. And then depending on which piece you use, it's supposed to change where the cape floats. So that's what the default one, if you wanted to use that, and then the stand would just go right up, so you could be in a flight pose, which is definitely a nice way to have your Piccolo. And then this one, which is bigger, and then it does that. It forces the cape to be up. And I wonder if I can use one of the other stands that I have, because I don't have an official Tamashii Nation stand. We'll see. We'll find out. In the posing part of this whole thing, looks pretty good from behind. I mean, it's not perfect because you're dealing with hard plastic. And then, of course, you can have this happen, which is now he's like a little bug man. I mean, he already was like a little bug man, but that's not right. We don't want it to look like that. So you got to be really delicate of, or particular of where you're putting the folds so it doesn't look stupid. But yes, you can do different angles of it. So if he's flying or whatever you need, maybe wind blowing or something. But that I don't know, looks pretty cool. But then you get these whatever. Let's move on. We can take the whole thing off. But if you're gonna get a Piccolo, if you're gonna get a Piccolo, I think you would want to have him with his armor pieces or whatever. But maybe, I don't know. And of course, I mean, we didn't really talk about it. He's got these default arms. Man, his head looked really tiny. Is his head tiny? What's going on with that? Is that right? Doesn't seem right. Anyway, he's got these default arms that are on him. Usually they're in the box separately with people like Vegeta, but this folded arm thing that you can actually just remove and then plug his regular arms into. And these joints feel a lot stronger than the Vegeta stuff. As far as articulation goes, let's look at this head of his. It's on there and it seems pretty loose, but you get some pretty good range, and then you get neck articulation, which is really gonna help with some awesome range. And then you get this body, torso stuff, like all kinds of... This is actually a lot more than I would have expected from him. Butterfly joints in there so you can get some wild levels of articulation. And rotation, double jointed elbows, and then ball pegs for the wrists, which might have a little bit of limitations because of this red strip, but I think we might be okay overall. And then these legs, which are similar to basically a lot of the figures, Goku, Gohan, I mean, they all seem to have this kind of design, which does work well, allows for double jointed knees to blend in really well. And then you get toe articulation, and then your pretty standard ankle. I mean, he's got like extensions in there. But you're gonna have some nice range, which is sweet. Sweet, man, you got range? Cool, I'm an idiot. Now this piece, I'd said, goes on his back, and it does. See, look at that. I wasn't a liar at all. So now you got him if you don't want the armor on there, which, you know, most of the time he fights without it. But yeah, if he's just standing around or training or something, you gotta have the armor. And if you have the Piccolo that doesn't have the armor in the box, like it's from Superhero or something, you can still remove that piece from the back if you can get a hold of these things, and it works, which is great because his colors are different in the manga, and I think it changes throughout the different sagas and stuff. So whatever you got, you got the right one, unless you don't like it. I'm stupid. In classic SHFiguarts fashion, yeah, there's no effects in this box, but he does have a lot of accessories, which definitely makes it kind of a more desirable Piccolo, I think. Biggest complaint is how loose his head is, so it does flop around. So if I'm gonna do poses and stuff, I know I'm gonna have to keep fixing that stupid head. Okay, so we have our Piccolo, we looked at him completely, and now we gotta find out if this plastic cape is worth keeping, or should we just buy this like cheap soft goods cape? I got this off of eBay. I don't remember how much I paid, so I'll put that on the screen right now. Oh, well, is that really worth it? I don't know. I forgot. Breaking this thing down on the design here, pretty simple. It's just, there's a wire going all the way around, which is key. Thank you for doing that. And then you just have this. It's just very simple around the collar thing. So I guess these are just going to kind of wrap around his shoulders. We'll find out. Which means we still need to keep the top portion because they do make some soft goods, if I remember correctly, that actually have the shoulder pads and stuff. But then, yeah, maybe that's the one I should have bought because now that I'm looking at it, there's a huge difference in the finish. So this is not white, it's off-white. It's got paint in there for shadows and things, like especially on the front. And then this is this bright white, like he just got a brand new cape. So this might mean it's not worth it. Darn it. So we'll take that head off. We'll take this off. We could put the shoulder piece back on, but we're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter. Or the back piece, whatever you want to call it. This thing, I think this is it. It simply goes underneath of his existing setup. And then you put this on, and there you go. So I'm pretty sure that's it. It has to be. Yeah, I mean, that white, the difference in the white is massive. So I am going to say right now, if you were going to go with soft goods, if you were going to go with the soft goods, you would want to get the one that has the all-in-one piece, and not this, because this is stupid. Or you're going to have to find a way to dirty this thing up and try to match that a little bit closer with some grunge. Anyway, in regards to its functionality, I can already tell it's great because it's going to wrap in a way that goes right in there so his arms have no problem articulating. Of course, because it's soft goods and a wire, now you have complete control of how you want this thing to look on the shelf, which is really cool. So great for photographers, great for people that just want more dynamic setups on their shelves. This is definitely the way to do it, man. I mean, with soft goods in general. Compared to the plastic's going to be good for somebody that just wants it and not have to spend more money on the figure. But if you just want him to just stand there in a very neutral pose with no wind blowing or anything, and then that's what you would get. But this is already more, you know, classic, intimidating, like he's about to fight some androids or something, and the wind is blowing, and he's been training a lot. He's a lot stronger than he used to be, so now he can handle himself, and the wind is blowing. Maybe one of the gammas are going to come and fight him, and then they realize that, oops, we underestimated your power, you're way too strong. And he's just on top of a little mountain thing going, that's right, I'm stronger than ever. That's not a good Piccolo. Anyway, yes, I do like it. I do recommend a soft goods, but maybe now I have to buy the one that's all in. Yeah, that's kind of a... Anyway, if you know of a way to dirty this thing up to match this kind of gray off-white, then let me know down in the comments. But I do love soft goods, and these figures, when they have capes, that's definitely the way to go. There we go, there's our beautiful Piccolo man, Mr. Piccolo, looking awesome. Gotta love it. So, is this one recommended? Yes, don't even remember how much it was. I ordered it a long time ago off Big Bad Toy Store. I'll put the price on the screen. That's how much I paid for it, which if it's on Big Bad Toy Store, means it probably was marked up. Ugh. Another perfect classic figure that if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you gotta have your main cast members, and Piccolo is definitely one of them. Now, you tell me, are you a Dragon Ball Z fan? You like SHFiguarts? Then click the top link right there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.